Hello, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. And look, I have company. The ladies of Consignment Chats have joined me, and I am thrilled. So this is a very, very, very special I love to be selling live stream. And come on in, whether you are listening and watching on Facebook. And if you are, thank you. And thank you for liking and following my page. I love to be selling. If you are grabbing us on YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, thank you for all my followers. It's over 8,000 now. And do subscribe to Consignment Chats YouTube. They have a lovely YouTube channel. Or if you're listening, if you downloaded my podcast, Kathy Terrell, I love to be selling. And I think I just crossed 95,000 downloads. So thank you so much, everybody. I know. I'm like milestone. And if you're milestone,
where's your pom-poms?
Really, I was going to say, I've got this. I got to go. Yeah, you got go, Sam. Go, Sam. We've got our eBay pom-poms. Thank you, eBay community. So the reason I invited the ladies at Consignment Chats in, and I will introduce them, is I wanted to take this time, and I'm going to date this. This is December 18th, 2023, just to look back. But to look back over this past year of selling, and we're going to focus on eBay, but certainly, ladies, if you have Poshmark, Mercari, Shopify thoughts, bring it on. To look back over the year about just takeaways from 2023. What was different, if anything? What changed? Were you expecting certain things and then it didn't happen? But sort of any thoughts looking back at 2023 as a reseller? And just quickly, these are the ladies of Consignment Chats. Right here, I have Libby, and I've known Libby for years. She's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful consignment seller in Pennsylvania. And hang on a second, I have my bios here. She's been consigning and selling for 11 years. Go, Libby. And Libby did have a brick and mortar, just for you to know, and then went completely online. So she's really, really good as far as retail knowledge. And I like to bring that in because we all have different backgrounds and different strengths. So Libby is extremely strong on retail. I also love with Libby that she is someone who loves to give. She's all about community and serving, and also loves to learn. And she listens to everybody. I watch her and she's always learning. So she learns from people that are new, and more experienced. So her knowledge is one where it doesn't keep her from willingness to learn from the people that are all around her. Sometimes people get so full of their knowledge, they sort of forget to keep learning. And Libby's not one of those people. She's a great learner, a great listener, and a great giver to community. And then right below me, Molly of Consignment Chats. And I've gotten to meet Molly and Libby in person. We actually met in Tennessee a couple years back. Sam and I still have to meet up, but we will. And Molly is partnering with Libby, and they've known each other for a long, long time. They're great friends. And I've known Molly for several years. She is absolutely a delight. I love her humor, her energy. She has online business as an internet sales manager, go Molly, where she continues to sell online and share her social media and branding expertise. And she is very strong on that. So when you go to the Consignment Chats YouTube channel, you'll see Molly has some terrific tips besides on selling, on branding and social media. And then Sam, who is a delight, wonderful sense of humor, very experienced seller. Sam founded and grew her business sorting with Samantha. I love that, the SS, 11 years ago, and has made it her full-time career. So she's been selling for 11 years and then grew her selling. Hi, Sharon. Good morning. And is now part of the Consignment Chats, shall we say, trio for Consignment Chats for their business with the YouTube and the podcast. Do you guys do a podcast? Do you have a podcast too?
We do.
Good. And their podcast and all parts of their selling. So I brought the ladies together. I figured, you know what? We will have our beverage. I'm on green tea at this point, and chat. So we'll do the I love to be selling chat. And I want to start with you, Libby, is looking at 2023. And if we can sort of stick to just this year, I mean, if something pops up from previous years, okay, but basically stick to this past year and everything that you went through as far as selling and shipping and just anything. What was different?
Oh boy. All right.
Wow. All right. 2023 was an emotional roller coaster for me, as you know, I'm sure it was for a lot of people, right? We all have challenges. One of the challenges, of course, was that sales were a little slower in 2023 than, they were in the previous years. So we had to kind of pivot and use some more tools, which we'll get into in a little bit. But it was really, really difficult. It's dealing with a lot of emotional stuff. I moved my entire business and my family. And I was just really, really, right now, I'm very grateful for where I am and all the setup and the work that went into that, and all of the tools we have, like, time away, seller initiated offer, the things that really allowed me, to make that move and to make that transition a little more smoothly, and the community that provided just such amazing support and guidance as I set up my new workspace during this move. So that was all different in 2023.
That's great. And I love hearing a lot of change, dealing with a lot of change, but rolling with the punches, looking for tools that would help you navigate the change, and also looking for input from your fellow sellers, from the seller community, because doing a major move is a big deal when you're selling of what to shut down, how to shut down, do I just extend handling times, all of that, while moving and doing a complete move. So good for you. And again, then dealing with slow sales, then what can I look at? What can I do to sort of move things along? So thank you.
Yeah. And one of the things, I just had to put a plug in here, we do the Consignment Chats book club. And one of the things that really saved me financially during this move was, I know you do this too, Profit First, book by Mike Michalowicz, we did in the book club and implement it. And, the money that we had put aside as profit helped facilitate my move, which was very expensive. And it definitely saved me in 2023. So all that planning in the previous years and all the community and the help we had implementing that was critical. So
great reminder about
everybody that participated in that. Yeah.
No, thank you. About planning, especially when you're looking at a major move of some kind. It can also be like a big inventory shift or something, to plan it and to think about it and to think it through. That's great. So Samantha, looking at 2023 for you, was anything really different for you in 2023, or maybe a little bit different, or was it just sort of carrying on things that you had already put into place?
Yeah, so I've only been part-time this was my second full year, and I'm still in a growth period. So it was slower. I could tell if I didn't keep my productivity up and keep plugging through, there wasn't a lot to coast on. There wasn't a lot of leeway if I wasn't really sticking it in there. So as long as I stayed consistent, it did well for me, and I did grow. So that's good. I was hoping to grow more, but given the year it was, I'm really thankful that I did grow. So just looking forward to growing more.
But I love that. So second year of full-time selling, which is big. There's all the data, I'm sure you've all heard it, which is how many businesses fail in the first year. So that would be your first year of full-time selling. So to be in year 2 is huge. And the importance of consistency, right? Yeah. Consistency, even when we don't want to. That's a big thing. It's one thing when you're like, oh, Libby and Molly and yay, and this, and then it's the days where you're like, you know what I mean? And you just pick yourself up and you do the listing and you do the shipping and you grab your mind and you turn it around. So good for you. Good for you. Molly, so looking at 2023 for you, with having your wonderful friend Libby going through a major move.
Right?
Right.
The nerve of her.
In her second year of full-time selling, and because I know you all work together and talk together. For you, what was the biggest change for you? Or again, was it sort of following through on things you had already set into place? How was 2023 different for you?
I think, as Libby already mentioned, and Samantha, of course, sales were a little bit slower, but I implemented something new in 2023 that I decided, if you are a listener and heard our episodes over and over about these 2 estates that I came into that have loaded my house, I love to go sourcing. So I was like, I don't have room for all these money mountains that have now grown in my home. So what I decided to do in 2023 was increase my average sales price of items, whereas before they were, around that $25, $29 kind of listing. I decided to jack up a notch and go to $39 and see what happened, and kind of, get more specific about what I have. And my whole reason for that was kind of that less is more, allowing me to gain control over my personal space, and that higher sales price, then I didn't have to take in as much inventory, because if I'm selling higher, I can make that same kind of money with less items being stored in my home. So for now, that's what I did. And we noticed our store, Libby and I share in Consignment, that I was the only one doing this big bump. We both have although we're under the same business, kind of our own little mission statements within the business of how we run our part of it. Even though I was the one doing that big jump, our store increased 4% on the sales in the year. So, hey, 4% on that range, that average sales price. So yeah, I'm plugging away at it. So it's been fun. That doesn't mean I don't take large batches of easy listing small items every now and then, but my focus is when I'm outsourcing and accepting consignment things to really try to go for that 39 or up.
I think that's a great tip, is to really look at what your average sale price is, and to have that almost like a theme for the year. I think is a great reminder, Molly. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So Molly, I'm going to go right back to you, because we're going to now circle around the other way. So with looking at prices and the two wonderful estates, I love estate sales. You tell me what tools, because certainly as an eBay seller, we literally, it seems like it's growing every day. We have coupons, we have send offers to buyers or seller initiated offers. We can do best offer. We can run auctions. We can create bundles. We can send coupons to buyer groups. We have a newsletter in our store. We have social media, because I know you love social media.
Yes.
What in getting that 4% bump, which clearly for you was in raising the prices, what tools do you use with your listing? Do you consistently do best offer? Do you send offers? Do you run sales? What works?
Our store as a whole does all of the above for
Okay.
Libby and I think for me, especially doing that bump up and getting into some items that were a little different, I loved having the best offer option up there, because when I'm increasing my prices, it still allowed me to come back and go back and forth on the offers. And, sometimes they're under what I wanted, but they're moving out and I had to get it out. So,
Take the cash.
Yeah, get the cash and get them out. And I love it. I love it. And I also love it because it helps you. It has been a tool in many senses of starting that kind of building relationship with customers as the offers come back and forth, and you're slipping those little notes in, and you kind of start building that relationship with customers as you go through that process. And we love that part too. We're big relationship builders. And yeah, and I looked the other day, Libby and I were looking at some end of the year stuff, and like 47% of our sales this year came out of best offer options. So
you heard that here. 47%. I'm writing that down. 40. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And a great encourager to people to, again, sometimes people try a tool and they're like, oh, that didn't work for me. And then you put it aside, which it may not have worked for you. But then, maybe 6 months later or a year later, go, you know what? I need to try that again. Right, Molly?
I got to put this out here, because Consignment Chats, we have a rule with Consignment Chats with our C chatters that come in for coaching. Anything new that you try for your business, you have to give it a minimum of 3 months.
Yeah.
You cannot really make decisive things if you don't give it a full 3 months. And that's what we came up with over the years of our experience. That mark it on the calendar, try something new. 3 months later, when you get to that day where that little star is on the calendar, then sit with the people you were with from the beginning and assess what happened during that time, and then make the decision, do I stop or do I move forward? So
excellent.
I want to throw that in there. Don't do it for
90 days. Do it for 90 days, then assess. Then assess, because sometimes things take a little time. So that's a great.
Absolutely.
I love that. Samantha, for you, what tools or social media, what did you really enjoy using this year?
Yeah, so my store as well, we use all of it. I send newsletters, we do all the things. But I also love the offers to buyers. 42%, I believe, of my store came from offers, and 20% was from seller initiated offers. So my favorite part about the offers is that this year in the mobile, you can now send bulk offers with a percentage, and that saves so much time. I'm not a computer person. I love to do the majority of the stuff on my phone, and just being able to go in there and select several items and send a bulk, percentage off has been such a huge time saver for me.
That's huge. And a good to let folks know that is that if you didn't realize that is look on your phone. And if you don't have the eBay app, get it on your phone. And then if you look at selling, it'll show send offers to buyers that you have people that you can send offers to. And then you just toggle that. And then you can offer dollars or percentages. You can customize the message. But eBay rolled that out a couple of months ago for everybody. And exactly, Samantha, huge time saver for those of us that are phone people. It's just nice, you could be on the couch, you can be sitting online, waiting in your car, whatever it is, and be doing send offers and get your chings.
Yes.
That's great. Libby, what has been your favorite tool or promotion in 2023 for your eBay?
Is definitely, I'm going to agree with Samantha on this. My favorite is the seller initiated offer, where I send out offers. I do it probably 2 to 3 times a day in bulk. I do it from my desktop, and I send a personalized message, and I change up the message. I send the personalized message in bulk. I tack on a coupon. I allow counter offers because it is a lot about building that, like Molly said, like building that relationship with buyers. Sometimes people will send a low ball offer just to see if you're responsive, and then they buy it at full price. Or, so you definitely want that relationship open. They just want to know there's a real person on the other end. And our stats were 28% of our sales came from seller initiated offer, whereas 47% came from a best offer. So our offers are working, and they're working very, very well. And and that's been up. That was up in 2023. I think it was up about 7% in 2023. So yeah.
And it goes to that relationship that Molly talked about, you talked about, and Samantha, which is it gets the dialogue going. And I love tacking on the coupon. And again, so people don't think that Libby and Molly and Samantha are giving things away, is when you go into price, you price your product knowing that you're going to be offering discounts of whatever you do offer, whether it's 15 or 20 or 25, that you price. I always call it Macy's just because I did merchandising there for so many years. There's the full price, but they always price, knowing they're going to have coupons and one-day sales and all this kind of thing. And so that's the same thing, because I can hear people going, what? Yes, you look at the price, and then whatever you want to factor in 20 or 30, because you're going to be sending offers, you're going to be offering deals. And that way you're still, like what Molly was saying with raising prices, you're still guarding your margin, which is how much you're making after you pay eBay, after the cost of goods, after the shipping, that you are still making money. Because like with Samantha, you want to be able to support yourself selling full time on eBay. And that's why watching the margins is so important. And again, you notice that Libby, Molly, and Samantha all knew their numbers as far as the percentages of the sales. And that's all, by the way, under the sales tab in Seller Hub. You'll see, if you look at it, you'll see the percentages, excuse me, that are coming from the different places from best offer. You also see if you're having repeat buyers, which is fun. So that's all.
We love our repeat buyers. We love
repeat buyers. Love.
And a lot of them are from best offers, just saying.
And you also see those coupons being used. So those coupons that you issued, and then you see them being used, and you also see what they're being used on, which is always great to know. Ladies, looking ahead to 2024, which will be here in a couple of weeks. What do you have? I know. What do you have your eye on? And Samantha, I'm going to start with you. We'll go around in a different way. So looking ahead, is there anything like I really want to try this in 2024, or I'm going to continue on? What do you have your eye on for 2024?
So I really want to build up my local meetup group. I was very consistent, but I just did a small, like my Facebook sellers group in the beginning of the year. The first 6 months we had regular meetings, and it was a wonderful social time for sellers that normally don't get out and talk to other people that do this business. And it's because it can be isolating if you don't have that community. And to be able to do it in person is just gives it that extra level. So I'm going to be consistent again with that in 2024. And I've now, as you know, signed up with eBay to make sure that I get extra tools to help with that. And I really want to grow my group because there's nothing hardly anywhere near us like that. So.
And Samantha, just to give a plug for your group, where do they find it? It's on the seller events page, your group?
Yes. And I am the Northern and Upper Michigan chapter.
Okay, Northern Upper Michigan chapter of the eBay Seller Meetup Group, which is on the eBay Seller Meetings site. And I will find a link and I will put it in because it's a link for all the meetups. So that's great, Samantha. Yay, good for you. Libby, looking ahead to now that you're in your new home,
Right?
and more or less settled in, and your first holiday season in your new home. Looking forward to 2024. I'm sure part of it is good. I'm not moving this year.
Oh, yes.
No more moving. What are you looking forward to in 20 or anything like, you know what, I really want to try this tool or I want to do this thing? Anything you got your eye on?
Well, I have a theme for 2024, and it's going to be a let it go. There are a lot of things that I need to let go. Now, that being said, I'm not just throwing them to the wind. I'm looking at systemizing a lot of my processes here so I can kind of step away from some of them and document. And my goal is to be able to have the business be able to run without me being in it. So that is let it go is my theme. I know a lot of us as like small business owners are a little bit of control freaks. So it is going to be a real challenge. A real big challenge for me, but I'm ready for it. Yeah. So that's what 2024 looks like.
Yay. And Molly, what do you have your eye on?
Well, I'm going to continue to focus on the average sale price increase because that's, like I say, something I implemented in 2023 that's still working its way through all these items. And the other big thing that I did in 2023 that just started like literally 3 weeks or a month ago, Samantha could probably tell me, she likes to keep up with these things for me, is a new daily schedule. I think for us and for you, Kathy, and I know a lot of resellers out there, we have a lot on our plate. And for us, we have two different businesses. We have our actual reselling business, and then we have consignment chats. And somebody may say, I have my reselling business and I work at the office down the street, or my children need me half the day, whatever it is. Having to multitask these different things that take up so much of your time was really, I was having a hard time getting a hold of the right schedule for me. I'm a very different person in what I do than Libby and Samantha and the way they run their day. So we had this, what I consider my most amazing moment of a Patreon meeting from our Consignment Chats Patreon, where all of the members got together and helped me come up with my new schedule. And it is not a schedule I would have ever thought I would put together. And it has been the most incredible last month and a week, whatever it's been, of my life. And I cannot wait to take that and continue it the whole way through 2024, because I think with it, for both businesses, the sky's the limit. So I'm excited.
I love it. That's great. Yay. I hear community, I hear changes, I hear consistency, I hear perseverance, and most importantly, I hear joy. And that's what I always think about with eBay selling, is to maintain the joy and to look for the joy and to cultivate the joy in my selling. Because I did not start selling online to have a dreary, burdensome, depressing life. And again, things happen. Okay. Some serious things happen, and people all know, all of us, we've all dealt with different things. So I'm not belittling any of that. I've dealt with serious illness of family members and helping them through that and being their nurse, and their loving caretaker. But as much as possible in dealing with things, even when it's very difficult customers or circumstances, when sales get really slow, there's a way to tackle it that's an uplifting way, in a positive way, rather than a way that pulls you down, which only makes it worse. And having supportive friends that are truth tellers, that are encouraging, that are accepting, just goes a long, long way. And these three ladies are certainly that. So yes.
I want to throw that plug in for you too, Kathy, because I think everything you just said, that finding that right community of resellers is everything. And that's what you have going on. There are so many that you can jump into that it's not always positive. So make sure if you're feeling that alone, needing your group of people, take the time to seek out the right one. Read through the posts from past and find that group, because Kathy's group, our group, we have many reseller friends that have amazing supportive communities, and we love to be a part of all of them because we learn from everybody.
And that's what it's all about, is you find your people, but again, people that are going to be truth tellers. You don't want people that are just like, oh, and it's like, sometimes you need a little kick in the butt, getting going, like, let's get going here. And you want those people in your life too, but thank you, Molly. I do want to let people know you can go on my website. I love to be selling.com. And what I have right now is a free guide for you, eBay listings that sell. And I actually have 3 top strategies that can help you to move your listings when things get a little slow or you want to get things going for 2024. And do feel free to grab that. You just go to ilovetobeselling.com and you'll see eBay listings that sell. It's a free guide, and just click and just download that. And it is yours. It is my gift to you. Whoops, I lost everybody. Hang on a second, you guys. That's what happens. But there we go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where'd they go? But I just want to say thank you so much to Libby, to Samantha, to Molly from Consignment Chats for joining me. And we just, all of us, wish you a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, a great end to your selling for 2023, and to look ahead and have a wonderful 2024. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
Oh, our pleasure. Thank you so much for coming, ladies.